Pontius was the most famous archer of all time. His father identified him to be a talent from a very young age and offered him to the queen as an archer apprentice, so that one day he will become the most celebrated talent in the world. And so it was. By age 9, he could shoot an apple off his dad's head at 100 yards, a trick from which the most experienced archers wilted. By age 12, he was hitting targets from 150 yards and winning many tournaments. Capulan, who was the queen's top archery master, realized that at age 14, Pontius had nothing else to learn, and he was then old enough to join the archer championships held once a year in the kingdom. The young archer beat them all. He split arrow after arrow, and he won the championship, which took place without Capulan, who had went to visit his sick mother. When Capulan returned, the young champion jested with him.
Capulan, did you hear about my spoil?
One would have to be blind in both eyes and deaf in both ears not to heard of your talent, Pontius. I congratulate you.
Capulan, you have been a very good master to learn from, but now I think that I'm better than you. I challenge you to an archery duel to determine once and for all who is the greatest archer in the land.
It's forbidden for a master to compete against his apprentice.
Why? Is it fear that grips your breast?
It's not fear. It's fear of one being too proud to recognize one's own purpose. A master's purpose is to train others so they too can fulfill the ultimate purpose of the archers, to protect our lands and keep our families safe.
That's a stupid rule. I want to duel you. I must duel you.
It will not happen. Only the queen can decree such an event.
Pontius was livid.
I am livid.
Angry that others still respected Capulan for the glorious battles of old. Pontius was determined to outperform Capulan. He would have his day. He just had to be patient. In the meantime, the kingdom was attacked. Pontius took up his place as lead archer, brilliantly denying the enemy entry into the land. His precision shots were made from far distances, much further than anyone had ever seen before. He was carried back to the fortress, a hero, so much so that the queen wanted to meet with him. In a ceremony of great pomp and circumstance, the good queen bestowed on the young Pontius one of the greatest honors indeed, the chance to become the mentor to the young princess Harriet. Pontius was grieved.
I am grieved. What have I done to share my talents with others, to the princess? She is one step away from the crown, and if she is crowned and talented, what would that make me?
Pontius feared that Princess Harriet had talent, a superior talent for archery actually, and so Pontius thought that if he shared his talents, secrets with her, one day she might become even more talented than himself, a thought he could not bear.
That is a thought I cannot bear. So, I shall teach her what she needs to be sufficient, nothing more.
And so the lessons began.
Is this right?
Yes, perfect. Indeed, you are excellent. She wouldn't be able to hit a broadside of a stone wall even if she was standing inside a prison. Marvelous! Splendid! Your mother will be so pleased.
But why does my arrow keep missing the target? Am I doing something wrong?
Nonsense. Everyone makes a mistake once in a while.
But I've never seen you miss.
Well, 'tis true. But everyone cannot be like me.
Capulan had been keeping an eye on his former star pupil and was greatly distressed by what he saw.
I'm greatly distressed.
He informed the queen of Pontius' actions, and she then thought of one day to see Pontius. After several months of training, the queen inquired one day to see the progress of her daughter.
Pontius,
I have come to see how well my daughter is doing. I know you have put many difficult and long hours in teaching my daughter. I am grateful. Can you tell me one thing? Will she be a fine archer?
My most respected queen, your daughter Harriet is a natural archer. Her shots will astound your excellency as they do me. She is perhaps the greatest archer in the land. I believe I have nothing more to teach her.
The queen looked at Capulan skeptically, knowing exactly what must be done. I am grateful that you have put so much of your time, energy, and skill into training my daughter. I believe I shall grant you the one request that you have always wanted.
My dear queen, what is that?
The chance to prove to the world that you are the best. We shall have an archery competition between you and Capulan at once.
Oh queen, you honor me so highly. I shall not let you down. You shall see who is the greatest of all.
I have no doubt. Capulan, as the elder and former mentor of Pontius, who would you like to go first in the competition?
Your Excellency, I yield to my brilliant apprentice. I would be honored if he would shoot before me in the competition.
Pontius, chest out, proud and arrogant, swaggered to the middle of the archery field.
What shall the distance be? 100 yards? 200 yards?
500 yards.
Everyone gasped, for it could not be done. But the target was arranged exactly at 500 yards. Punch, bow tense, concentration unparalleled, glanced once to the wind and then let loose, a flying torrent, like a twig in a hurricane, flying, twirling, throwing, and finally piercing the target in two. Everyone praised Pontius. Pontius smiled in victory and took all the praise upon himself, but the queen was not finished. Now it is Princess Harriet's turn. Pontius turned around in shock and disbelief.
I am in shock and disbelief, but this is a competition between myself and Capulan. This has nothing to do with Princess Harriet.
Wrong! It has long been written that a master-apprentice competition is not determined by the master, but only by the apprentice. Because we all know a master is only as good as his apprentice. So, with that splendid and masterful shot, you have proved the talent of Capulan, a superior master indeed. And now, since you have told me about Princess Harriet's marvelous skills that you so graciously bestowed upon her, she shall shoot for you in the competition. Based on your praise of my daughter, it shall be easy for her to defeat your shot. Actually, since you are so confident in her abilities, we shall have her shoot this apple off of your head.
No, my queen, you must listen to me.
Silence! I have heard enough. Now I want to see your work. Pontius was instructed to stand on one side of the field and Harriet on the other. The target was an apple he had to hold on his head. Harriet readied the bow and warily looked at her mother, who nodded for her to shoot. She released the bow. It swirled, it twirled, striking Pontius directly at the heart. Pontius fell, dead to the ground. Everyone cheered for Capulan, the best archer in the